Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rose, and it's been a while. um, I have been busy with school, and I recently graduated from the community college I was going to. So I thought I would just jump back in here and try to do some reviews of decks that I have been hoarding. Here's one that I recently bought. Alchemy of the Spirit. It's an Oracle deck, and yeah. I miss making art and content, and hopefully I will get back to it while I wait for the fall term to start at the college I transferred to. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so here is the Oracle deck. It's called Alchemy of the Spirit, and it's by Christina Gonzalez. Published by Page Street Publishing Company, and I got this from New Renaissance, which is a why am I blanking? New Age bookstore here in Portland, Oregon, and they have a lot of tarot decks and spirituality books and religious books. It's a really cool indie bookstore, so if you're ever in the Portland area and you like that kind of stuff, I would definitely check them out. This has Christina Gonzalez's biography. Christina Gonzalez is the designer and illustrator behind Snakes and Roses, an eclectic brand and online store. Christina lives in Quito, Ecuador. I should have Googled that. You can find her at Snakes and Roses on Instagram. I walked into the store and immediately saw this sitting there on their it's like a not really a new arrivals display, but it's one of the first displays that you see when you walk in through the door. It's got newer books and tarot cards and oracle decks all on one huge like island of shelves, and this was there, and the color palette just drew me in. This cute little rainbow. It's got lions and tigers, a crow or a raven. Definitely just fits my style, vibe, what I like to incorporate in my own art. So I had to have it. This deck cost $29.99, which I think is a pretty good price for an Oracle deck these days. And yeah, I know I said in the beginning that I have been, that I've got a huge pile of decks that I want to open and review with you guys, but I haven't bought an actual deck in a while. These decks have been sitting here waiting for me to open them since I quit my toxic job at Powell's, and I just haven't had. Oh gosh, it's gonna be a long story. Long story short, I just haven't had like the spoons, the energy, the will, it just hasn't felt right to do one of these videos again. When I left Powell's, I was really brokenhearted, and I just kind of put everything on pause. But now that I'm done with school, I feel like things are starting to feel better. This in-between place that I'm in, going from my community college to a 4-year university, I left the community college on a high note. It was really a positive experience, and that kind of stuff just really made everything so much better. And then I saw this deck and I was like, you know what? Why not? So I hope I didn't bore you guys too much with that. Let's go ahead and get to this unboxing. I don't know if you can hear my cats, but they are doing something there in the background. So this has like a rose petal feel, which is the texture that I recently learned what this is called. It's like a matte, but also like soft and velvety. I don't typically like this kind of texture on notebooks because I use my notebooks every day, and I feel like it doesn't really hold up when it's a notebook. But on this box and other tarot decks and oracle decks that I've seen that are starting to use this texture on their boxes, it feels really like what's the word I'm looking for? Like luxurious, like plush, like, I don't know, like I'm treating myself to something precious. So I love the colors, love the little, like, if you can see it, like the highlight, like, spot gloss on here. This is a hinge box, I can already tell, because you can see it's got the opening only on 3 sides, and this side is completely bound. So let's grab my scissors and we're gonna take care of this. Usually these are fully sealed. Ooh, that came off really nicely. Fully sealed in shrink wrap, and I don't like shrink wrap. I don't know if I've said that in my other videos. I'm pretty sure I have. I just feel like it's wasteful and not good. Okay, you guys ready? Make sure I'm in frame here. Okay. I love a good hinge box. Ooh. Oh, an Emily Dickinson quote. And I am out with lanterns looking for myself. That is a beautiful quote. I love, ooh, pretty. I love this illustration that they chose for their cover and the front of the Oracle deck. Oh, the guidebook is in full color, you guys. Oh, you are spoiling me. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, before I flip through too much of that, let's go through this deck. Love the pull ribbon, so you can get the deck out nice and easy. This is a nice box. Oh no, it's torn. Oh, maybe it's not torn. So the binding here, can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Very minor, like from the hinge. See that? But you know what? That's so tiny. So tiny. Someone who, doesn't have, Virgo placement in their star chart probably wouldn't notice that. And I have a Virgo and Capricorn placement in my star chart. So let us just close that. It's still perfect. I still love it. The box is so pretty. Okay, let's put this here. Focus, thank you. Here is the deck. So this deck is how many cards? I didn't read this part. Okay, embark on a journey of self-discovery through the secret spiritual symbols of the universe. In her debut Oracle deck, artist Christina Gonzalez presents gorgeously hand-illustrated artwork representing 3 types of motifs: situations, spirits, and signs. Infused with ancient wisdom, the hidden messages within the artwork will help you tap into aspects of yourself you've forgotten or repressed. As you learn to parse the patterns of the world around you, embrace change, awaken your heart's innermost desires, become who you are meant to be. So this has 63 cards and a 160-page guidebook. So the 63, that is, I don't know if you guys believe in that kind of stuff, but my favorite number is 3. So 6 and 3. 3 goes into 6 twice. It's great. I like it. Lucky numbers, all that stuff. Let's move on. These cards feel thick. Let's see if I can catch it on the mic. Wow. These are nice and, ooh, pretty. Okay, so we've got the sun, moon, and stars here. Typically when I'm doing a reading, I don't like it when the back has a clear sign whether or not it's upright or in reverse. However, with Oracle decks, I feel like it doesn't matter for these because you typically read them upright no matter what. You can read them in reverse. It depends on your own practice. For me, I typically read Oracle decks upright. Usually read them upright unless there's a reverse meaning in the book, which also it has an imbalance and an out of balance. Oh, I opened it up to the bear. Bears are my favorite animal. Anyways, we can look at the guidebook later. So, the first card is the stairs. it looks like it's got a lot of floral motifs, animals, some humans. I'm gonna do the quick flip through here so that you can see the cards and pause if you want. If you are not wanting to spoil yourself on the deck, go ahead and probably stop the video here. And I'm gonna link the deck in my description below with an affiliate link, which will give me a couple pennies if you click it or buy it or whatever. It's not gonna increase the price for you, hopefully. But I do recommend supporting your local bookstores and new age shops. Okay, let's go ahead and do the flip through. Okay, so that was the flip through. The last card is the Clover, which I think is funny because when I was going to college the first go, my best friend nicknamed me Cloverleaf. That's weird. Weird coincidences, right? Anyways. I grabbed the guidebook and I'm looking through it real quick because we're going to do a quick get to know your deck spread in just a second here. And this says, start by looking at all the cards and check. Pay attention to the details, let the colors call to you, look at the places and discover the characters. Give them names if you want and assign them voices if it comes to you. Playing is a wonderful way to connect with your intuition. Use the guidebook as a guide, but remember, nothing is carved in stone and there are many ways to interpret an image. Learn how to feel. It is not only important what comes to your mind, but what comes to your body. Okay, so she has 3 different sets of cards here: the situations, spirits, and signs. And I definitely saw those when I was looking at the deck. Oh, look at that whale. Wow. The colors are so gorgeous in this deck. I think we should just dive in and do a quick get to know your deck. Just jump in, right? Let's just jump in. Okay, so I pulled up a spread on Pinterest. I'm having a love-hate relationship with Pinterest right now because of all the AI stuff that they're putting on there. But this one comes to us from Moon Mama Oracle, and I can go ahead and link this spread in the description below. I don't remember if I've ever shown you guys how I shuffle decks, so I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it right now. Whatever deck it is, my ritual, my practice, my way of doing things is I blow on the deck to clear it of energy. And then I knock on it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, kind of to like wake up the deck. This is just how I connect with my deck. Everyone has different ways of doing it. And then I also shuffle it 3 times. Like I said, 3 is my favorite number. So let's see how this sounds when I shuffle it. Oh, that was nice. Ooh. Yes. Okay, so that was 3. And then if I'm doing a reading for someone else, I'll have them cut the deck. I'm doing it for myself, so I'm going to cut it myself. So let's go ahead and cut this deck. And then we're going to pull the first card. So this is a 6-card spread, and I will walk you through each question here. So let's move this to the side somewhere on my messy desk. Okay, so I've shuffled this 3 times, and I cut the deck, and I know that some people read tarot and oracle decks by continuing to shuffle until a card falls out, and they feel this is the spirits or their intuition or the universe pulling that card out for them, and that's not how I read tarot and oracle decks. I am not comfortable doing it that way, um, and that's just my preference. No one, if this isn't how you do it, that's fine. If you do it another way, if there's another way you do it other than shuffling it and until cards fall out, or shuffling it and then drawing the top card, or there's so many different ways to read tarot, and there is no wrong way really, unless you're like, I don't know, setting the deck on fire. I have no idea, but I just wanted to put that out there. This is for you, and this is for the people that you're reading for, and yeah, just have fun with it. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is a 6-card spread. Moon Mama Oracle. Got this on Pinterest. Pinterest and I have a weird relationship right now because of all the AI stuff that people are posting. But this one is credited to someone, and I will link it in the description below if anyone's interested in looking for it. It's 6 cards, so the first card is, what is the overall vibe of this deck? So, the tree. What I'm getting from this is like the tree of life, the tree of knowledge. This deck is here to give you just, connected information. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm getting from it. What would this deck like to teach me? The bear. That is my favorite animal. So this deck, I like bears because they're strong, but also like protective. And they go about their business, and mama bears protect their young. So I feel like this deck wants to teach me about strength and protection, and also kind of staying true to the things that I love, since I love bears. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. How will this deck connect me to my purpose? The coin. This one, I have no idea how to interpret that. I think these are hydrangeas, a white cat, a coin that has a moon and a sun holding it up. Abundance, maybe? Maybe abundance. This one, I can't wait to read the actual description. Which card do my guides already have a deep connection to? The waterfall. I think this is another one that means abundance. The waterfall, I see a moth here. There's another cat. Let's see. There's a star. It's a very lush garden. Another one about abundance. That's what I'm reading from this one. What topics does this deck not want to talk about? I've never used this spread before, but that is a good question. That's a good one to know. The swan. So when I think of a swan, I think of like physical beauty, elegance, and it probably, my interpretation of this is that the deck is not here to talk about superficial things. It's not here to talk about the physical beauty and the surface level of things. And I believe that's a lotus. So it's this deck really is looking for like introspective work. What details should I know about this deck? All right, this is the last card. Let's see. The library. So does that mean the details are in the book? Does that mean there's a lot of knowledge in this deck? Because there's an owl there, and that owls symbolize knowledge. However, if you see, I don't know if you can see that, this library is on fire. And there's a skull on the shelf. That cat looks happy. So it has knowledge, but you gotta be careful because this knowledge can harm you, maybe. Let's look at the guidebook. See how my interpretations hold up. Crap, where'd I put it? Here it is. Oh my god. There's only so many places I could put this on my desk. Okay. What is the overall vibe of this deck? The tree, which is card 60. Okay. The tree, sign of wisdom, connection, and the passing of time. Everything that leaves returns in another form. There's a long description, so I'm going to read the imbalance. Connecting with the spirits, being grounded, embracing uncertainty, receiving a sign from loved ones. So this is very much connected to ancestral work, spiritual work, and that is something that I am deeply connected to in my life since the passing of my dad. I was really close to my grandpa who died. That is fascinating to me, that it is rooted in ancestral work, this particular deck. For me, what would this deck like to teach me? The Bear 24. The Bear, spirit of balance, find your rhythm. Balance. I suck at balance. Okay, in balance, finding balance and harmony, working wisely, listening to your body, being organized. Wow, that is not at all what I thought it was gonna say. So what would this deck like to teach me? How to balance my damn life. Okay. How will this deck connect me to my purpose? And that's the coin, and that is card 55. Sign of wealth and prosperity, which I think that's what we said. Prospering, feeling financially stable, experiencing abundance. I have not been financially stable in a while. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not saying this deck is going to change my life, but the fact that this card has shown up when I'm at kind of like a new turning point in my life, going from one place to another, kind of in a transition. That's interesting to me. Which card do my guides already have a deep connection to? The Waterfall, and that's card 15. Okay, so that one I also thought was abundance. Okay. Waterfall, moment of justice. Purify the heart and the mind will follow. That is not what I thought it was going to be. Feeling justice in balance. Feeling justice in your actions, holding yourself accountable, taking responsibility, maturing, being fair. So, maturing. So this is the one. Oh my god, is that my daddy telling me to grow up? That's funny. Did I read what the subtitle was for 55? Okay, so the coin was sign of wealth and prosperity. You deserve a life in which you thrive. Oh, thank you. So this makes sense. Justice, wisdom, maturity. My dad and my Lolo, my grandpa, very mature men. Then I had a super strong connection with them, so that makes sense. That's the card that they're like, that's my card. What topics does this deck not want to talk about? So this is the Swan, card 30. The Swan, spirit of serenity. Oh, that's right. Swans also represent serenity. There is no use in living a life where you are not present. So this deck doesn't want to talk about serenity or surrendering or living in the moment or enjoying life. I think what this deck is telling me, I'm going to read this out of balance thing. Dwelling in the future, experiencing an agitated mind, losing the ability to enjoy life, fear of missing out. This deck doesn't want to talk about like my fears or like what I'm regretting, maybe. Because that's a lot of what my anxiety comes from. Or I also I'm scared of not doing the right thing. So maybe, I don't know, what do you guys think? The Swan. I really like the superficial one. That one was really easy for me to to be like, yeah, that's the one. I don't want to talk about how pretty people are. So it doesn't want to talk about what ifs. It wants to talk about things that I can handle now, right now, in the moment. Okay. Number 6, which is card 6. The 6th card is also the 6th card in the deck. This is a weird, these coincidences are freaking me out. Okay, what details should I know about this deck? Card number 6. Dude. Okay, what details should I know about this deck? The library. Moment of beliefs. You become whom you think you are. Think highly of yourself, being confident, mastering your thoughts. So this deck is like, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to read the whole description for this one because this card's freaking me out. You've reached a burning library, and what may seem like destruction is instead a blessing. Chaos is the door to transformation, and you can take this chance to free yourself from the heavy baggage of limiting beliefs you have about yourself. Perhaps at some point those beliefs were the voices of other people, but you must recognize now how the voices come from you and follows you everywhere. But there is no place where you can run from yourself. So this is your chance to declutter your spirit of negative beliefs that are chasing you like ghosts, and instead set your intention to build new statements about yourself that are rooted in love and truth. Words and thoughts are powerful, and they can create a prosperous life or a prison for the heart. You'll see how the journey will become lighter as you shed these layers of yourself to start working on this change. You could try journaling. Writing can be an incredible tool to help you uncover and change these beliefs. Okay, so this deck, what details? This deck is going to show me how to be confident. This deck is going to allow me to realize who I am, I guess. Help me become who I'm meant to be. This is really like, at this moment in time, when I'm recording this, it's an interesting interpretation my brain is giving me, that I'm essentially, like, I feel like it's saying I'm becoming who I was supposed to be all along. Like, moth is a transformation symbol. Fire is a transformation symbol. I think these are salmon, and they go from saltwater to freshwater. Sun and moon. Okay, there, I get it. Wow, that was like a much deeper vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect it to be such a deep deck. For me, anyway. Maybe this is just where my mind is right now. This is just where my vibe is. Like, I need to do some introspective work. And this deck is like, all right, let's do it. Let's get to it. Let's do it now. Yeah. Okay, well, that's the end. I don't know what else to say. If you are interested in purchasing this deck, like I said, I'm going to put a the bottom card is the Panther, and I can't remember what the bottom card means, but I always like to look at the bottom card because it could be like an overall theme for the reading you're doing, and because it's like the root in my brain, the base, the foundation for the reading, whatever the bottom card is. And this one's the Panther, and I have 2 black cats that recently came into my life, and I have to find out what that means. I know I was about to wrap up the video. I'm so sorry. Card 39. The Panther, spirit of vulnerability. No. No. I don't want to be vulnerable. Okay, spirit of vulnerability. You don't need to apologize for who you are. In balance, daring, feeling vulnerable, being honest, being intimate, forming genuine connections, being authentic. Okay, that solidified it. Alright, I get it. Too much. Anyway, I'm going to link this deck in my description below, an affiliate link for Jeff Bezos' website. But like I said, I highly suggest you seek out this deck from a small local bookstore or New Age store in your neighborhood. If you're in Portland, that would be New Renaissance. I bet Broadway Books could get it for you. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to do another deck unboxing thingy soon, hopefully, after I do a little bit of soul searching, apparently. If you liked this video, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, all those things. If you want to make like a little donation over on my Ko-fi page to help keep the lights on, that would be great, but you don't have to. Just want to put that out there, that it's there. And yeah, that's all. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!